What is the evidence that proves the climate is changing?
Uh, there are a number of lines of evidence. I mean, not just world temperatures, which people have been recording for a long time, and that have shown about a little bit less than 1 degree increase over the past century, but what's really the evidence that's undeniable is the ocean warming, because the ocean doesn't fluctuate much. To heat the amount of water that's in the ocean takes a huge amount of energy, and so we've seen about a half a degree increase in deep ocean temperatures. That doesn't happen by chance. It doesn't go away overnight. That increase represents a huge amount of energy that's been absorbed.
Okay. Is the hole in the ozone layer related to the climate change we are seeing today?
The hole in the ozone layer is not directly related. Basically, the chlorofluorocarbons that affect the ozone hole basically would be part of the function of the ozone, and the big concern with the ozone is the fact that it filters out ultraviolet rays, so that normally the ozone acts like a sunscreen where you can stay out in the sun for a certain amount of time before you get burned. Remove the ozone, it's like going out unprotected, and where you could stay in the sun for an hour before, now you can only stay 10 minutes if you're in areas that are affected by the ozone hole. The good news is that in the last couple of years, it looks like the ozone hole has been getting smaller because we've been emitting less fluorocarbons, and so we've done a pretty good job of reversing that trend.
What are some of the actions that the people are making nowadays to reduce the hole?
The clearest, very quick ban was the no longer using the gases called chlorofluorocarbons, which are used in spray bottles and spray cans. It was used to produce the pressure so that you can use your hairspray or other sprays. And when we found out how damaging the chlorofluorocarbon was, we banned the use of spray cans that use those gases. We still have spray cans, but they no longer use the chlorofluorocarbon.
And don't damage the ozone layer.
Right.
Do you think that the frequency of extreme weather events are a sign that global warming is gaining pace and exceeding predictions?
Okay, I didn't quite catch what water?
Do you think that the frequency of extreme weather
Extreme
weather events are a sign that global warming is gaining pace and exceeding predictions?
Oh, extreme weather. No, I would say it's too early to say that extreme weather events constitute evidence, because they are unpredictable. Each time there's an extreme event, we say, oh, that's global warming, but that is not, the relationship is not clear. Okay,
So they say yes, a phenomenon.
it's a phenomenon. Extreme weather events happen. They're a natural part of weather. Just like tomorrow we might have a heavy rain, or we had an El Nino and a drought, but that didn't mean that that was part of global climate change. Okay, so individual local events do not constitute strong evidence.
Those. How does the climate change can affect us? In your case, I don't know. I'm sure if you feel like the climate change exists. That I don't know if you think it's like a natural process.
No. We are very very much responsible for the global warming that is happening. However, it's not something that we're going to be able to control as easily as the chlorofluorocarbon emissions. Okay, we're burning far too many fossil fuels, and we're putting far too much carbon dioxide into the atmosphere to reverse that. All the talks and treaties basically talk about slowing down our emissions, but the damage we've already caused is going to be with us for the next 1,000 years, even if we stop burning all fossil fuels tomorrow. So that's an illusion. On the other hand, we will basically adapt, okay? In the warmer climates, we will probably use more air conditioning and burn more fossil fuel to have that air conditioning. In the colder climates, we'll need to burn less wood and coal and fossil fuel to heat up in the winter. So on the whole, it's probably a wash. Some people are a little bit less comfortable and use more energy to bring it back into the comfort zone. In other areas, it's a benefit.
Okay.
Will climate change drastically reduce our food production, or will it change what we produce?
What we produce or what we are able to produce on a local level, yes. There's no doubt that Honduras and Central America are going to have to make some changes to the types of crops we grow. The prediction is it's going to be drier, so we need more drought-resistant plants. The pine forests are obviously very vulnerable to outbreaks of pests that will happen again if it gets drier, so I don't recommend right now planting the pine forests with more pines. We need to make adjustments based on what we can anticipate or predict will be the changes. In other areas, like Canada and Siberia, there are huge areas that are too cold right now to plant food that will open up and become productive. So world food production, I'm not worried. Local food production is more challenging.
Continue to that question. An example that is happening nowadays, right now here in Honduras, about the picudo, what we call picudo. You said that this can be a consequence of climate change.
You said picudo or gorgo?
What this? I'm sorry, gorgo. But
Okay.
I'm confused.
Okay. That problem will be worse under dry conditions because the pine, in order to defend itself from attack, it uses resin, the sap from the tree.
Right.
The tree has less sap when it's dry. There isn't enough water or humidity, and then the tree cannot defend itself effectively, which means the beetles win. That's what happened a year ago. After 2 years of drought, the trees were defenseless, and we had a disaster. It rained a lot in the last few months. The attack has stopped. Okay?
And that's it.
It's as simple as that. So, if it's going to be drier, the trees are going to lose when they come under attack. So, maybe you should think about planting trees that are not vulnerable to that particular pest.
Okay, the next question is, do emissions of carbon dioxide from human activities have a big impact on Earth climate?
I have no doubt that that is true. Basically, if you look at trends and charts, there's a very famous one which goes like this, like up and down, up and down. That's the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. It's been going up very steadily 5 or 10 parts per million every year. Okay? Now, when we analyze the carbon dioxide that's in the atmosphere, we can trace whether that's natural carbon dioxide or whether that comes from burning fossil fuels. And sure enough, the amount that's going up is carbon dioxide from fossil fuels. We know that there is no doubt about it, and we can even trace that to when it began. We're not stuck with just measuring what's in the atmosphere today, because in ice layers in the poles, there are bubbles trapped. Okay,
That's
so
CO2 trap.
the carbon dioxide is trapped in there, so we know what the carbon dioxide was 10 years ago, 100 years ago, 100,000 years ago.
So, if this ice melt, what is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen with that air trap over there?
Oh, the air I'm not worried about, it's the water. Okay, basically the amount of water in the polar ice caps is enough to bring the sea levels up around 30 to 40 meters. Okay, that's going to put like most of lowland Honduras, most of the Atlantic coast, very deep underwater.
Okay.
The final question is, do you think it is too late to prevent climate change?
Yes. Yes. It's not a matter of too late to do anything. We can possibly slow down the rate of change, but we're not going to reverse it. What we need to do is prepare for the change, because we have set it in we've set the events in motion. We're not going to stop it. We just have to learn how to adapt.
Okay. Thank you very much. This was Professor Eric Vandenberg, and thank you.
You're welcome.